How you doing, Team Up? And welcome back to another episode of Hard News with Murdock. Now, I'll just reiterate here for those who may have missed the first video in this particular series. This is about me giving you straight news, no muss, no fuss. It's not quite as in-depth as a regular Unclassified Perspective episode, and it's pretty much an extension of the Facebook Unclassified Perspectives page, where I post news stories pretty regular to try and keep you up to date on things that's going on in the world. With that being said, let's get into this. Now, I was about to report on something completely different, but then something interesting happened at the 2020 Democratic primaries, and I just felt the need to talk about it. Check out this interesting exchange between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Take a look for yourself.
Williamson, thank you very much.
Vice President Biden, we're going to get to you. Hang on, we're going to get to you.
Stage, I would like to speak on the issue of race.
Senator Harris,
And so what I will say is that
if I could preface this, we will give you 30 seconds,
agree.
since we're going to come back to you on this again in just a moment. Go for 30 seconds.
Okay. So on the issue of race, I couldn't agree more that this is an issue that is still not being talked about truthfully and honestly. There is not a black man I know, be he a relative, a friend, or a coworker, who has not been the subject of some form of profiling or discrimination. Growing up, my sister and I had to deal with the neighbor who told us her parents couldn't play with us because we were black. And I will say also that in this campaign, we've also heard, and I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden, I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me. So I will tell you that on this subject, it cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously. We have to act swiftly. As Attorney General of California, I was very proud to put in place a requirement that all my special agents would wear body cameras and keep those cameras on.
Senator Harris, thank you. Vice President.
Now, all I have to say to that is just, wow. You know, I thought for sure Joe Biden was going to skate by with his hideous past. I mean, I would go into detail, but I already did that in the video that I named Just Say No to Joe. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll leave a card here as well for y'all to be able to click on it if y'all want to get more detail with that. But nobody in the mainstream press was bringing any of those past issues and the reason why people should have issues with Joe Biden up. So I was pretty sure he was going to skate by and just coast through the whole thing, just saying, hey, I'm Obama's vice president, vote for me, remember the good old days. But surprisingly, Kamala Harris got up there and was having none of that. And I have to give her props for that. I mean, just look at this man. He couldn't even look Kamala Harris in the eyes. You know, he's just sitting there like a dog that got caught taking a shit on the carpet. You know, good for damn well he wasn't supposed to be doing that. And it's like, you know, shame.
Shame. Shame.
Now, I wish I could just leave it there and just give Kamala Harris a props for doing something that I actually agree with for a change. But unfortunately, I caught her with her hand in the cookie jar, kind of telling a half-truth when she stated that, hey, as the Attorney General of California, I was very proud to put in place a requirement that all my special agents would wear body cameras and keep those cameras on. But according to the Washington Post, that requirement did not apply to all local police officers in the state, only those working directly for Harris. But in 2015, Harris said she did not believe in having statewide standards to regulate the use of body cameras. According to the Sacramento Bee, that stance drew criticisms from some advocates. Harris was courting the support of the state police unions as she prepared to run for Senate, and those unions opposed statewide regulations. Harris also has stopped short of endorsing statewide regulations on the use of police body cameras, saying that she believes all officers should wear them, but that local agencies are best equipped to enact policies. I mean, granted, she did say elite cops wear body cams, but the way she stated it, she did it on purpose to mislead us into believing that she was standing behind all cops wearing body cams. She tried to sneak one past us. Sorry, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe, Axel. And with that, that's all I have for this episode. Just a little quick update just to keep y'all posted on what's going on. That's all I have. Later.